Welcome to Livestock Products Technology channel. Myself Dr. P.K. Mandal. In the last lecture, broadly we have discussed about the scope and role of livestock products technology. So there we have discussed broadly what is livestock products technology, what are the different subdivisions, what are the scope, what are the importance, the role of this subject in human health and nutrition, and what are the scope for teaching or education and research, what are the present developments and scope for entrepreneurship on overall. Today we will discuss about the career opportunities in this field. So first we will again explain what is the definition of LPT, the scope and importance, and then broadly we will see what are the career options like in teaching, research and development, in the production and manufacturing or processing of livestock products, in the industries, and also in the entrepreneurship and foreign opportunities. So all the details aspect briefly we will discuss in this, and yet another next lecture we will discuss the educational opportunities, how the education in this field is available in different areas. Let us first understand the definition of livestock products technology. That is, what is LPT? As such, there is no specific authenticated definition, but this is what I am trying to put it. That is, livestock products technology is the application of scientific knowledge to harvesting, preservation, processing, value addition, packaging, marketing of livestock products or products of livestock origin such as milk, meat, poultry, egg, fish, etc. In other words, it involves understanding the science behind these products, developing new and improved methods of preservation, processing, and ensuring quality and safety standards by application of scientific knowledge. Now we will understand little more details about this subject, that is scope of livestock products technology. Firstly, what is livestock products? So this is all the products obtained from farming of livestock, and livestock includes cattle, sheep, goat, pig, poultry, fish, etc. And from this the products we get is milk, meat are the major, and also the poultry is a major source of protein. Side by side we have eggs and valuable byproducts obtained from the slaughter. So all these are altogether livestock products. Then we should understand what is the technology on livestock products. So here it involves application of scientific principles and techniques for their better production or harvesting, processing or preservation, and making other new products and distribution. So finally, the livestock products technology is an application of science for handling, processing, preservation, marketing, all aspect. It includes other related discipline like breeding, nutrition and health management, and it is supported by basic sciences like biochemistry, microbiology, and little bit of physics and engineering also, and that's how it includes the packaging, quality control and marketing. Now we will briefly talk about importance of livestock products technology. The livestock products are vital for global food security, providing essential nutrients to billions of people worldwide. As we all know, the foods of animal origin, that is the milk, meat, fish, poultry, egg, are the best source of important nutrients for human health. So that can be best available or made available by the application of this subject, that is the livestock products technology. So understanding livestock products technology is crucial for ensuring efficient, sustainable and safe production practices that meet the growing demand of these valuable resources in a proper form. So we will see more details later. Here we will see the different areas of career prospects in livestock products technology. One of the major area is in the academics, either in teaching and research. So those who go for postgraduate and doctoral studies, they can be teachers in the veterinary colleges and specifically to teach the livestock products technology both in meat and milk processing, etc. And they have the opportunity to work as researcher and development in many research institutes, private and public sector. So some details we are going to see. There is scope to be in the production and management of livestock, that is the source of the livestock products. So it could be dairy farming, poultry farming and other areas, even in the fishery or pig farm. So as a veterinarian and also as a specialist in LPT, there is a lot of scope to do the production and management. And then the more specific is the processing and manufacturing. So those either as a veterinary graduate, they are trained in LPT, or as postgraduate in LPT, they have the scope to work in big companies for processing, packaging, marketing, quality control in different aspects, and also in the big companies involved in export. So some of these we are going to see. And further, there is scope to work in the marketing and sales. Nowadays there are lot of opportunities in the big marketing, online marketing. So there are big companies are coming in the manufacturing and marketing by online, both dairy and meat products or poultry products. So these are the area briefly we will see. Here we will see the career ladder related to LPT. So firstly, the veterinary graduates, they are also trained 1 year in different aspect of livestock products technology. Either they can work in the meat industry in different aspect as meat inspector, both for antemortem and post-mortem inspection. Also they can work in the quality control area or production area or manager, and they can also equally work as a veterinarian in livestock farm as manager or as a veterinary health care, etc. Then when they go for master's degree specialization in livestock products technology, generally they are trained both in meat and dairy aspect. If they are trained in meat aspect, they can go as a scientist or assistant professor, or they can get specialized job in industry. Similarly, if they are specialized in dairy area, they can go for dairy industry or product development, marketing, quality assurance, etc. Then further, if they go for doctoral program PhD, then there are opportunities for higher post comes. They can be senior scientist. Once they enter as scientist, they can go for senior scientist. A assistant professor can become associate professor. Further, they can become principal scientist or professor in the universities, different veterinary colleges. And then there is a scope to do postdoctoral program. It is mainly in foreign countries, developed countries, but nowadays in India also some big research institute are offering the postdoctoral program. So this is a more higher academic achievement, and that leads to further better academic recognition. So these are some of the ladder to rise to the top, and further there is scope to be top of many organization as principal of veterinary college or dean or director of many research institute or managing director of many big companies. Here we will see at a glance different scope of employment opportunities in the livestock products technology area, which includes both dairy and meat and poultry processing. So there is scope to work in dairy plant, either in private companies or in government dairies, either as a veterinarian or as a postgraduates specialized in dairy. Similarly, there is scope for meat plant and companies, both for undergraduate and postgraduate specialized in meat. There is scope to be in the poultry product processing. Nowadays, there are large number of big size poultry processing plant for fresh meat and also for further product processing. So those who are at undergraduate level, they can work in the production and quality, and those who are postgraduate, they will have a better opportunity. Similarly, there is opportunity in the dairy research institutes, either in the public or private sector, especially after post-graduation. There is many government projects where they may need either veterinarian trained in LPT area or the postgraduates trained in dairy or meat area. There are many research companies. They also need the trained postgraduates or doctorate. There is need for food safety officers. As we know, there is a new act, that is Food Safety and Standards Act 2006, under which there is the regulations to quality control very strictly. So there is a food safety and standard regulations under which there is large number of food safety officers are required to implement the rules. So veterinarians are highly suitable for these posts. Then there is scope for higher studies for masters and PhD or foreign opportunities. There is opportunity in the university as faculty. Either in India there are at least around 60 recognized veterinary colleges in which there are large opportunity for teaching, and there are ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, which has got specific post for livestock products technology at the entry level as scientist. So minimum qualification is postgraduate. Even after PhD it becomes more easy. So this depends on the availability of the vacant post. Here we will see some of the important qualities required for LPTians. So firstly, there should be compassion for the subject. So this is a different kind of subject, and for meat area especially, it starts with the killing of animals. So to be having a career in this aspect, we must have the passion for it, and we should not have any aversion. So compassion for the subject and passion for the subject is very important. Secondly, the thorough knowledge. So it is almost everywhere we need to have excellent knowledge in the area. And next is technical competency and skill should be there. There should be passion for food service, because food is one of the most essential requirement for the humanity to sustain. So that realization is very important. Then customer service skills, communication skills, business acumen, dedication and determination is very important for success. Then quick decision making skills. So these are all managerial skills required for running in the industry, and the time management skills. So these are some of the important qualities required in this field. So after veterinary, there is scope for going to different jobs in the industry or government or public sector, either related to farms or in the processing companies, meat, milk, poultry, etc. But nowadays there are more interest towards higher education. So there are a lot of opportunities on this. Briefly, I want to highlight. There are several schemes to promote the higher education through fellowship, scholarship, stipend, etc. At the university level, there is different kind of stipend for the postgraduate studies. Nationally, there are national talent scholarship. There is junior and senior fellowship from the ICAR, Indian Council of Agricultural Research, that is at the national level apex body which promotes the education and research in the area of agriculture in all aspects. So they conduct all India level exam to select the junior research fellow JRF and senior research fellow SRF, in which a very good amount of scholarship is given for higher studies for masters and PhD. Similarly, due to the higher education, there is higher internship allowance available in many companies or institute, and there is a better pay package equivalent to higher professional in other field due to the higher education. So there is a lot of opportunity for higher education and related benefits. Now we will see the significance of higher studies. As we mentioned, as a veterinary graduate, there are a lot of opportunity in the livestock related farms and processing industry and company, since they are also trained in the area of dairy processing, meat processing, quality control. But there is a better interest nowadays towards the higher studies. So briefly we will talk about the significance. Firstly, the excellent career opportunities. After a higher studies, definitely there are more opportunities or better career satisfaction or settlement with good pay package. Due to higher studies, the pay package and the importance of the job becomes more suitable. Similarly, excellent opportunities to sign as a researcher. With higher studies, one can go for research job either in private or public institute. That gives a much greater achievement. Then there is scope to emerge as a best teacher to nurture young brains. So those who are working in veterinary colleges as a teacher in the area of LPT, they have a great role to shape the future career of the students and make their life. That gives a great satisfaction. And finally, to get recognition internationally. So by this contribution through the students or through research, we can get higher recognition and higher satisfaction in the career. Here we will see the temporary opportunities mostly for the postgraduates. So firstly, teaching assistants or contract teachers. So nowadays most of the veterinary colleges, there is difficulty to get regular position as teaching or assistant professor. So either there is post for teaching assistant or assistant professor in contract, and that is possible only after post graduation to the related subject or in LPT. Similarly, there is a new post of young professionals, that is in most of the research institute in ICR level. There it is possible that after postgraduate degree they get a regular position like this. Similarly, there is junior research fellow and senior research fellow, which I have already told, that is for masters and doctoral studies. There is scope for research associates. So in the ICR and other many research organization, there is large number of research projects. Under that, there are a lot of research supporting posts like research associates. So this is possible and under ICR or CSIR or even DBT or DST related projects in different institute, even in the ICMR also. Then there is scope for subject matter specialist. So this is again either master's degree holder or PhD holder can get such position, mostly in Krishi Vigyan Kendras, either under ICAR or under the agricultural university or veterinary universities. There is some post for women scientists under DST, Department of Science and Technology, under the central government. So there is also scope. So all these positions are available either in the state level university or central organization. I mentioned about ICR. Similarly, CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. There is DBT, like Department of Biotechnology at central level. National level, there is DST, that is Department of Science and Technology. So these are the major organizations for research, and the teaching positions are in the university, mostly under the state government, and some are under the central government. Here we will see the permanent positions and opportunities, especially after higher studies. So first is the assistant professor, earlier used to be called as lecturers. So this is available in all state agricultural universities or central agricultural universities. Sometime now they are called as state veterinary university also and central veterinary university also. In all such organization, wherever there is a veterinary college, there will be a department of LPT and there will be post for assistant professor in that subject in a regular position as permanent. Similarly, there is ICAR, they have got agricultural research service, we call ARS. There is an entry level post called scientist that is selected through written test at 2 level, preliminary and main, and after that there is interview. So that's a very coveted job related to research. There is Defense Research and Development Organization under the central government. There are also posts of scientists available. Similarly, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research under the central government also has scientist job. And there are many other research and development organizations including NDDV. So National Dairy Development Board, they have got positions at every areas production and processing related. And there are many other private organizations involved in R&D. So there is also scope for regular positions. Now we will talk about the opportunities in private companies related to LPT. So first is the poultry processing companies. So there are some well-known companies like Venky's, headquartered in Pune, then Suguna Foods in Coimbatore, Godrej Fresh Chicken in Bangalore, Santi Foods near Coimbatore. Then there is Avitek and Altek in Gurgaon and Bangalore, Swami Chicken in Polachi. So there are many more. So these are some of the well-known companies which are having their own production of poultry and then processing and domestic supply or export. So there are a lot of opportunities as veterinarian or as a specialist in meat. So there are a lot of employment opportunities in different aspects, either for production or processing or for quality control, quality assurance, marketing and inspection, etc. So there are large meat companies where there is lot of career opportunities and employment for the graduates or postgraduates. The top 5 beef exporting companies from India are Alana Sons, Fair Exports, Alhamd Agro Food Products, Mirha Exports and Al Amar Frozen Foods. So they are mostly pioneering in beef, and there are a lot of opportunities as meat inspector in production, processing, marketing and quality control. Similarly, there are other meat companies like Al Kabir. Now Lysias Online is a very famous company for online marketing of all meat, fresh to home, and there are many more. So there are a lot of opportunities in all these companies. Now briefly we will discuss about the potential opportunities in dairy companies. So I have already presented a lecture in this area for entrepreneurship opportunities in dairy processing. So there I have mentioned many of the companies like this, and here some of the major important companies like Mother Dairy, Gujarat Cooperative Marketing Milk Federation or Amul, then Karnataka Cooperative Milk Producers Federation, Hudson Agro, that is in private, Heritage Foods in private, Nestle India is a very famous international company, then Dodla Dairy Limited, Parag Milk Foods, Quality Limited. There are large number in this, and there is lot of opportunities in this. But as a LPT, we are trained in dairy, but since dairy is a separate discipline, there is separate program on BTech, Dairy Technology and Masters program. So they have a better opportunity, but LPT graduates as veterinarian also have a lot of opportunity in this area. Now briefly we will talk on the scope for entrepreneurship in LPT. So this I am going to have a details lecture in this in two aspects. One is on scope for entrepreneurship in dairy processing, which I have already done, and another separate lecture I am going to do for scope of entrepreneurship in meat processing. So here briefly I want to mention what are the areas like establishment of poultry processing industries, including the further processing ready to eat meat products, then scope for livestock business and marketing, scope for liquid milk processing and distribution, dairy product processing, meat processing business, poultry product processing business, egg processing. So they are versatile scope for entrepreneurship. So dairy processing I have made one lecture. Separately I will discuss about the meat processing and poultry processing later on. Now this is the last one, that is the career opportunity abroad. So Indian student has got very high merit and lot of scope to go abroad for higher studies and other related employment opportunities. So many goes as master's program, or many are doing integrated PhD from India itself in collaboration with foreign universities, or one can go directly for doctoral program. Many time our student will do 1 year master's program followed by PhD. There is scope for postdoctoral fellowship. So many people work under the big research projects as postdoctoral fellow. Similarly, there is scope for working in the food industry after the higher education or higher research experience. They can work in food safety and quality control. There is lot of opportunity in pet food manufacturing and quality assurance. There is scope to work as scientist for research in the area of food, that is USDA and FDA. There is a lot of opportunity, and very well after PhD people can work there as a assistant professor in the universities in US and other big well-developed countries, the university is the major place for research, so there is a lot of scope for working as assistant professors and further ahead. So now we are at the end of this lecture. Here I have tried to give a wide picture for career opportunities for the young professionals, those who are at the undergraduate final stage or just at the entry of post-graduation. So this lecture is for the UG and PG students to get a broad picture about the career opportunities. I have mentioned about the opportunities in higher studies, the career ladder, the teaching related opportunity in government institute, research opportunities, and also opportunities in the private industry and different aspect of entrepreneurship and opportunities in the foreign countries. So this should give quite idea about the planning of career. And here you can see all these books are I am author or co-author, which gives much details information in this subject. Thank you.